What's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? What's the biggest dog you've ever seen and why? Answer with a simple, how are you and how was your day? Do you want to tell me about it? Removed. Just say nice cock depending on their response. You'll have what general area their personality J's. Tell me your story, peace dove. What is your best joke? If it's a dad joke, that person is probably going to become a friend. What is your mother's maiden name? What is the name of the street you grew up on? What is the name of your elementary school? What was the make and model of your first car? What do you dream about? Do I smell like weed? Chunky or smooth? What's your favorite music artists? Then when you are done with the hangout or date, play a song from their favorite artists. I think it really shows them that you were listening the whole time. How is your day going? Saying this helps them know a bit more about you, as well as opens up a lot of questions about themselves. In top of all that, they may not have been asked in a very long time, so it helps with moodiness. What song reminds you of you? When was the last time you did something new? Their music taste it's something I have always asked, and usually the people that listen to the same artist as me, we stay good, but if they have complete different taste, they don't stay for long. I have a really weird music taste, so asking what's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? You got games on your phone? Buy me a drink? No, seriously, I wonder if you can help me out. I really don't have any. I like to ask friends where's the one place they would like to go, free of charge. Or I like to ask what their favorite dinner would be. What was their favorite pet, color, and what street they grow up on. Man, reading all these questions is making me feel like I'd be terrible to hang out with for y'all. All I have for most of these is non-answers, and that doesn't interest me at all. Have you ever seen a ghost? What is your favorite dinosaur? Sorry if this rambles, but here we go. I have social insight if I'm hanging around with one or two people that I know I'm okay, but get me in a social situation that I am stuck in and it causes great anxiety, so in order to combat that I have come up with a plan, from which then soothes the anxiety. What's one thing about you that most people don't know? Now I have given the control of the conversation to the other participant. It is up to them to decide what they want this person to know about them. It seems simple, but often people have a hard time coming up with an answer. I'll help. Within a room this size, I'll bet they don't know your middle name. Then they pass it back with their answer and we can explore that conversational path. Then we reverse and I get to choose what piece of myself I'd like to share. For those who undoubtedly will ask, the best answer I've ever received was a woman at a wedding. I like to talk about poop. She was a dietitian. TLDR, what's one thing about you that most people don't know? What is something you can talk/rant about for 10 uninterrupted minutes and still have more to say? I hit them with their heavy suggestions. Tell me about your life. They can pick what part of their life they want to talk about and what they want to say, and I'll just follow that path. But it also gives me an insight to this person's inner thoughts, because you can't prepare for a suggestion you don't know is coming. The response that I get is genuine because they have to think about the answer, and it is therefore very likely the thing that is currently on this person's mind the most is what they will bring up. The answer tells me so much about who they are. A few days ago a guy came over that my roommate knows for a drink and dinner. He brought a girl along that was a bit quiet, so I asked her that question. She answered, my song is finally finished. Turns out she studied music and wants to make music for movies a la Hans Zimmer, but never talked about it with anyone outside close relatives because of a crippling fear to fail. She played me some of her songs and it was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, and I really know my music. I busted out my guitar, we sang some songs together and even ended up writing 2 songs. That sentence has never failed me. If you could spend a day with any historical figure, currently alive or deceased, who would it be, why, and what would you do? What do you believe in? Could be religion or every else. Then I become a smartass, unfortunately, because I think I know philosophy. If you could have a drink with anyone, alive or not, who and why? I'd borrow from David Sedaris and go with when's the last time you saw a monkey? What's your idea of a perfect day? What concerts have you been to? More personal than the stupid do you like music? And it'll give you a good indication of favorite artists as well because they spent their money, or someone close to them spent money, on tickets to see these people. Plus there are always memories to share with those kinds of events. If they watch anime. Someone I know took a psych test for a work application and one of the questions was, do you look at your poo before you flush? He asked us around the office and it was funny how divided we were and how passionate we all were about our reasoning. I often think about that. I love to ask. What drives/motivates you? What's something that always makes you happy no matter what? Do you sleep with socks on, and if yes, how many people have you murdered? What's your second favorite reptile? Do you love this shit? Are you high right now? First question I always ask, what are your interests and hobbies? What was your spiritual background growing up? Everyone has an answer, even if they didn't grow up in a religious household. Do you have a nickname? How did you get it? If you ever found a bottle with a genie in it, what would your 3 wishes be? What do you like to do for fun? Or any hobbies or interests? Political party and religious views. Can get a lot of info from that. Who's your favorite python? What's the craziest thing that happened at your high school while you were drunk, when you were at work, on a date, on vacation, in your life generally? Everyone has at least one totally nuts story that they like to tell, and it's usually to do with one of these things. You ever use a CD anymore? Then hit them with that CD's nuts in your mouth. Shows if they can take a joke or not. What type of breakfast person are you? Are you a sweet or savory type eater? Can you just tell me about yourself? I'm listening. Did you know that chickens pee, poop and lay eggs by just one hole? Usually something along the lines of, are you passionate about, insert current career/career path, and if not, what means a lot to you? Worded slightly more eloquently than that usually, lol. What's your favorite dream? Who did you vote for, lol? Edit, Lamau rejects downvoting me, Lamau. Stay pressed. Their social security number and mother's maiden name. What are you passionate about? What would your bestie/besties say they love about you? Cheese or ham? Compare yourself to a lead character from a movie. Totally fine if they say someone like Elle Woods. A little suspicious if they say someone like Freddy Krueger. What's the biggest challenge you've overcome? Who is your daddy, and what does he do? What are you currently reading? Any trips coming up? Get to hear about what they like to do. What are you doing? With the most monotonous voice possible. I ask about their pets, if they have any. What do you like to eat? I like to cook, everybody has to eat. I like to learn new dishes. What are the last 3 digits of your social security? Mother's maiden name? Childhood pet? What's your middle name? Always a fun fact to know, and sometimes has a fun story attached. Taste in music. What's your life story? Works every time. Which Ninja Turtle is your favorite? If it's not a stranger, but someone I'm dating or a friend I'm getting closer with, I like to ask what their relationship with their parent is like. It doesn't have to be much, just a we don't talk or oh I see them every weekend is plenty. Knowing someone's roots puts everything they say and do into perspective. My favorite question for the occasion? Easy. How many have you killed, and where did you hide them? When you catch a fish, do you think it cries like Bambi when it's shot? Name 5 people you would like to have dinner with. How much? What's their personality type? I ask what sports teams they like. How is your day going? But whenever someone opens up and says I have really bad anxiety/depression. It's like that scene in Step Brothers where they're like, did we just become best friends? If you had to fight a giant duck or a giant chicken, which would you pick? And hashtag X200B. It absolutely stumps people, and if they're going to be interesting to get to know, they will try and provide a legitimate answer and justification. And hashtag X200B. If they're boring, they look at me like I'm crazy.